If my heart ain't good, my legs not opening. If my mind not straight, my legs not opening. I don't know what makes you think these two don't have to do with this.
That part.
Directly correlated.
Hey guys, welcome to our channel. If you are new, if you are not new, welcome back, Sugar and Spice gang. Today we are doing Put a Ring on It, Season 2, Episode 4. Before we get into that, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified whenever we do new videos. Also, follow us on all our socials at Sugar and Spice 88 on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter. And if you don't know who we are, my name is Sugar and this is
Spice.
All right, let's get into it.
We open up and we continue from where we left off last episode, and we find out that LaRonda does want to go on a second date with Sir James. And Shawn is like visibly annoyed. But then we go into her confessional. She's like, yeah, it was easy to say yes this time because Shawn was annoying as heck. Like, he was a butthole. So, yeah, I do want to go on a second date with him. But I thought it was interesting to note that why are you basing your answers on if you want to go on a second date or not based on what Shawn is feeling? There's a codependency going on in this relationship that we may not see. A lot of people are focusing just on Shawn, but LaRonda is problematic too.
She's just better controlling her emotions, so she's better at hiding it.
Right, but she definitely is adding to the dysfunction of this relationship. Mm-hmm. Shawn, it's his turn to see if he wants to go on a second date with Brittany, and he's like, yes, with a capital Y. He wants to go on a date with her because the first date, he didn't really get to know her. So I liked them in the beginning, with the exception of Shawn being a little over dramatic, but now their flaws are a lot. But now their flaws are really, really coming out. Then Dr. Nicole says that Eric and Alexia not getting a new date this week. And I don't think that's fair because homeboy out here going on a date with Kaya again. We got second dates with Clarence and going on, and then I'm just gonna sit here.
Him and Kai are having such a connection to the point where they're arguing about her at home. What? And then you're gonna tell Alexia, who hasn't connected with any of her dates, that she's not getting a date this week.
So you just gonna put me on the bench?
Why would y'all put her on ice
Put
like
me
that?
in, coach. Come on now. No, honestly, I think they just didn't have nobody lined up.
It's possible. They talking about they want them to focus on communication, but one of our subscribers, she said something basically saying that her choices weren't really that great, and that's kind of true. Even though she wasn't trying,
she wasn't
at all. But
the compatibility wasn't there.
I feel like it would definitely benefit them if she had a connection too. Yeah. So then we switch to Alexia and Darren. They're in their house and they start having a conversation. You know, Alexia is asking him, "What do you feel like our problems are?" He jumps straight to, "I feel like I deserve a better sex life. We're not intimate. There's no intimacy between us." And Alexia's like, okay, but you know, I don't feel comfortable to be intimate with you because you go missing sometimes. You go out of town without even telling me. I won't even know until you're actually out of town. You know, I have a lot of doubt swirling around in my head. So why would that make me feel comfortable to want to lay down with you? Which is a valid point.
It is a valid point. He brings up the condo and how, you know, he goes to the condo to make music with his friends. But then you'll text me and be like, I'm on the way at 2 o'clock in the morning, and then you won't get home till like 8 o'clock in the morning. So what happened between those hours? And then you got no answers for me. So
when she starts asking these questions, I just feel like his response is the most. He doing all pop blocking and fidgeting and doing all this.
Assumptions, insinuations. It's like, that's guilty conscience, bro.
And he's like trying to, it's like causing a distraction. And he tries to flip it on her.
So to him, well, that seems like you got a guilty conscience because you be having these dudes on your pictures on Instagram leave you heart eye emojis. Heart eye emojis?
Talking about you actually missing. Yeah. Like actually saying, I'll be back at 2 or I'm on my way and I won't see you till the next day.
Yeah.
How are we trying to compare the two?
It's not making sense.
We're talking about something you're actively doing versus something somebody else is doing
it just doesn't equate. But then Lex says, okay, but he supports me. And I was like, ooh, Lex, this
Girl,
is looking a little bit like...
Now you went left.
Yeah, now
I was with
you're
you.
making Darian look like he might have a point.
He supports me. Do you do that? Do you do that? Oh, so didn't you say you didn't like when he compared you and Kai?
Right.
But now, okay.
So then Darian says, well, Kai's wants to post me on Instagram. So now we're in high school. Pretty much. We're back in high school, y'all. And this is going nowhere.
Let me ask you something, Darian. Why would Kai want to post you on her Instagram? You don't think that's a little weird? You actively have a girlfriend. You're in a current relationship and she knows this. Right?
Yep.
You guys have only been on 3 dates.
Yeah.
Y'all are not together.
Right.
Why is she posting you on her Instagram? You don't think maybe it's a bit of a clout type situation, some kind of ulterior? Look who I'm with.
Exactly.
You don't think that's a little weird? No, I guess.
So then from that point, she's like, well, go with Kai. And Darian's like, I will. So then Lex goes into her confessional. She's just like, you know what? Like, this is looking real serious. The way he's talking about Kai, the way he was talking about me, it's looking like it's the last merry-go-round we gonna be on. And I don't know. I kind of agree with her.
It's looking very sketchy.
It is. So then it's time for Darian and Kai to go on their date. And prior to their date, Darian says he's ready for this date because he needs some feminine energy to soothe him after leaving the house with Lex. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Darian, you want to get your head knocked off your mother's shoulders because
clear across the room.
Listen, what you not gonna do is talking about you need some feminine energy after leaving the house with me. I'm all the feminine energy you need right now. So it's just such an insult.
I just feel like it's so disrespectful.
It's so low. And he just says it like so casual.
Now that you met this girl that you've known for 2.5 seconds, you want to insult the partner that you've been with for 14 years? Why?
Feminine energy? I'm a woman. That's like saying that you don't even see me as a woman. Like, what are you talking
really
about?
Crazy.
That's so
and
low.
Why? Because y'all got into an argument? You and Kai y'all haven't had no reason to get into an argument. It's brand spanking new.
Right.
We'll see how much you feel about her feminine energy the first time you go disappear on her missing for days and come back like nothing happened. What are you talking about? Kai meets up with him and she says that she keeps thinking about Darian's relationship in the back of her head. And Darian makes her feel wanted. But I feel like if I wanted him, I can have him.
Girl, you bold.
Girl, are you crazy?
See, now Kai is crossing the line because at this point, he's still in a full-blown relationship and now you're starting to get disrespectful. Don't get disrespectful.
And I said last week, she's getting on my nerves. She's giving... I'm excited to try to take your... I think I'm getting some kind of gratification. Like, I could take your man. Yeah. Ooh, I could come mess up your relationship. Ooh, I could... That's corny.
You are corny.
That's mad whack. Why would you celebrate the downfall of their relationship? Why would you be happy about this woman's misfortune?
Right.
What kind of woman are you?
Exactly. That speaks volume.
It does. It really does.
So then they go-kart racing. So then they sit down. And Kai's like, so tell me about what happened after our date last time. And it's like, girl, why do you need to know what happened after y'all date when he went back home with his girlfriend of 14 years? Mind your business. And you're so excited to know.
And that just makes me feel like she gets some kind of validation from feeling like, oh, you messing up what they got going on.
She's so
You're
messy.
Bringing drama into what they have going on. You're causing trouble over there because, oh, I'm just that girl that I'm just breaking up this happy home. I feel like that's how she's thinking. And you need to get help.
Yeah, you need some. And then Darian's stupid self, instead of saying, well, nothing really happened, I don't want to talk about that, like he's supposed to say, he gonna say, yeah, she gave me the business. And like, boy, you're annoying.
Darian.
Oh my
God. Home record.
Yes.
These dates are supposed to be for you guys to get to know each other and see if there is something there, right? Why are y'all talking about Alexia? Darian, she is not your pillow talk partner to be telling her
that part
all about your relationship issues and what you and Alexia talk about. And why are you doing that? You got 2 other guys on the show. If you need somebody to talk to, go talk to the men's.
Exactly.
Go talk to Dr. Nicole.
Right.
Don't talk to this girl who is already getting some kind of enjoyment from the fact that she thinks that, oh, she's messing up your relationship. And then you come to her and you say all these negative things about Alexia, and then you want to give her a pat on the back and say that, oh, but you're this and you're that and you're this.
And she said, well, she's still bothered by me? No, she's not too bothered by you. It's just me. She just don't really trust me. So that's the issue.
But then it's almost like Darian is like pitting them up against each other.
Right.
Darian, you'll say like, I don't understand this is not about her. This is not about her. Why you got a problem with her to Alexia? But you're literally pitting them up against each other.
You are.
You go to her and you'll say like, yeah, she's so bothered by you. She's so intimidated by you.
Why would you say that though? And then here goes Kai with the mess. So if she tell you to stop talking to me, are you going to do it?
That's corny.
Like, you're such a loser. Like, you're so pathetic to me because at this point, you're not even asking questions to get to know Darian.
Exactly.
He literally said, Kai don't trust me. So are you giving her reason not to trust you?
It's really.
Why is your follow-up question, let me get into some more mess? Like, girl.
So is this about you and Darian, or is this about you and Alexia? Is this
right.
some kind of weird competition?
Right.
What's happening? So Kai goes into her confessional and she says she can tell that, by the way, Darian talks about Alexia that he is in love with her, but you want to post him on your page, right?
Right. Then we find out the real reason that Kai may want to post him on her page. We find out that she is trying to open up a beauty bar. So she wants to get some exposure for that business that she's trying to open up.
Allegedly.
And right. And for us, it's just like, but that's super, super whack because you know what? You're already on the show. People will support you if you handle yourself and conduct yourself in a respectful way on the show. People are going to come out for you. You don't need to post them on the page. Like, you're on the show. You're going to be on Own's page. You feel me?
If they just genuinely like you as a person,
yes,
they will be willing to support you.
But you moving the way you moving, you're going to get a lot more hate than support. And you're going to be surprised when it don't turn out like how you thought it was going to turn out. We find out that Kai got 2 kids. And we also find out that Darian got 3 kids. Now, we're going to get into these children later. But, yeah.
So then Shawn meets Brittany in the studio. When he walks in, she over there singing a song. Mm-hmm. So they sit down, and he's like, oh, is that an original? Did you write that song? She says, well, it might have something to do with this situation. So basically, she wrote the song, pertaining to whatever they got going on, which isn't much.
No, but yeah.
Whatever. Okay. I see you, Brittany. Get your voice on TV, girl.
Get it.
Get that money, sis.
Get that exposure. And you see, and that's what we're talking about. That's how you get your exposure. Plug yourself in, promote yourself. Like, that's what you do. Like, she's doing what she's supposed to do. So shout out to you, Brittany.
So Shawn asks Brittany, why are you still single? And she says that she knows relationships require a lot of attention and work, which she wanted to direct towards her career. Also, she met a lot of people that didn't understand that singing is not just a hobby for her. She doesn't just do it for fun. She really wants to make it her career. That's her dream.
And she says that you look like you're the type to apologize quickly or not take a long time to apologize. And Shawn opens up and he says, no, I don't like to spend days mad. And, I do like to apologize quick because, that time we being mad at each other, I could be loving on you. I'm not going to shame no man for crying. I'm not going to do that. But he uses crying as a weapon almost. Like, I cried, so please just do what I said. Like, he uses it for manipulation is a better way of using it. And I don't even like it when women cry all the time because we're adults, use your words. It's okay to cry, but you have to cry when the situation calls for crying, not because she went on a date that she signed up for and you knew that this was going to happen.
It's like
it's just, no.
If you can't, like, I don't know, she want to go out with her friends and you don't want her to go out, you like,
come on.
It's like, we gonna cry for everything?
No, that's what we not gonna do.
Come on.
And I just also want to point out that Brittany is a singer. She's an entertainer. So guess what comes with that? Being gone a lot, being social a lot, being around a lot of different people. Also in the music industry. Is Shawn and Brittany really a good compatible situation or relationship? If he's gonna have to, if his biggest issue is trust, and for this situation to work, it's gonna have to pretty much rely on trust.
I feel like if your biggest issue is like insecurity and trust, then you need to go sit down somewhere and work on that, because it's gonna mess up every relationship. You need trust for every relationship. Yeah. So it's like, how's that gonna work? Any relationship you go into, it doesn't matter like what her profession is. Even if she working at the office and you don't trust her, she ain't messing with them people up at the office. Right. It's like, it's your work husband. It's just always gonna come into play. So it's like, Shawn, you need to figure out why you feel so insecure and just work on that.
And Shawn goes to say that he feels like he might like really like Brittany, and he almost gets scared of himself. And he's like, all right, well, you got some more songs to record? Because I can leave you to it. And
she's basically running away because he thinks he might like her too much.
Yeah, and I just thought that was weird. But
they're getting on my nerves with this, because y'all signed up for a process. You knew what the process entailed. Why now are you maneuvering
against the process?
Weird ways to not be in the process. If you feel like you just need therapy, you could have just went to therapy.
Come on. So then we go to Jessica and Clarence's date. He is a professional bodybuilder, so he invited her to go work out. He said he wants to see her in a different light. So then they're starting to work out. She's like, oof, you look hot. You sure you're not hot? I think you should take off your shirt.
Real smooth, Jessica.
Right? He's like, once I take off this shirt, you want me to unveil this package? Are you ready for this package? And she's like, I'm ready. And then he takes off his shirt. I ain't gonna lie, the package is nice. But we do see a tattoo that catches our eye. And the tattoo says Dana. So who's Dana, Clarence? We find out that Dana is his ex-wife. They start talking, and he also reveals that the reason why it did not work was because of infidelity. They were growing apart. So, the infidelity and the whole growing apart, coupled with last episode when you were talking about, I'm going to let you argue by yourself. And, it's kind of sounding like a bunch of red flags. Yes. So he also asks about Eric and why they're not, like, on the same page. And Jessica just says that, we don't communicate well enough and we just have trust issues. So then from that point, Jessica ends the date.
So then Dr. Nicole visits Darian and Alexia at their home, and she's asking what their issues are. Darian says that, well, Alexia says that she doesn't listen to, that I don't listen to her. I listen to her. It's just that what she's saying doesn't make any sense because she's accusing me of stuff.
Okay. But Darian continues and says that she hasn't physically caught me with a woman, but then she don't trust me. I don't understand that.
Darian, the fact that you have... See, you didn't say, I never given her a reason not to trust me.
Mm-hmm.
I never made her think that I would ever do that to her.
Right.
You said, you ain't see it, it ain't happen.
You ain't catch me.
You ain't catch me slipping. So, huh? I mean, she ain't catch you slipping before, but you got,
these kids got here
outside
somehow.
of your relationship.
So then Alexia continues and she says, it's the picture that he paints. I don't swear that he's cheating, but All-Star Weekend, let's talk about All-Star Weekend. He says that he's going to be on his way in 45 minutes, around 10, 11 o'clock. I don't hear from him, and it's the next day. And I still haven't heard from him. And he said he was on his way.
Darren, you don't feel like that's a reason for her to feel the way she feels? Like, maybe there's something going on? And then it's like, it seems like she never got an obviously she never got an explanation because she
Right.
still doesn't know.
Right.
And you just want her to breeze past that.
Then he tries to distract. He says, ha ha ha. All right, continue on with your lies. Go, go, go. Go, keep lying. And then she's like, how am I lying? How am I lying? And then he tries to, and this is what liars do. They try to pick out one detail and say, you said I never call you. No, she didn't say you never called. She specifically talked about the time about All-Star Weekend when you didn't come back, when you said you were. She also specifically talked about a time where you were out of town, but you did not call her until you was already out of town.
So you're going to try to scrap both of those
saying,
examples based on the fact that you think that she's saying, oh, it happens every single time.
So just because you don't do it every time, the times that you do it, it's okay.
And Alexia cannot
get a word out. And Alexia is just quiet. She has to sit there. She has to eat. She has to be quiet.
What can I say to you?
This is how a lot of their arguments end. They don't end in resolve. And then Alexia is left feeling like a whole weight on her shoulders and her heart. And then you want her to open her legs. Listen.
It don't work like that.
Listen. If my heart ain't good, my legs not opening. If my mind not straight, my legs not opening. I don't know what makes you think these two don't have to do with this.
That part.
Directly correlated. We don't have enough sex. You wonder why.
I don't know if you guys notice, every time they talk about these types of situations, he never gives her eye contact. Mm-hmm. He's looking all around the room, and then you get extra loud. You elevate, you take it to 1,000 every time this topic comes up, and it just seems like a big distraction. Yeah. You don't want to get down to the bottom of it. You don't want to analyze how this looks fishy, how this looks like it could be what she's saying that she thinks it is.
Don't want to give her no acknowledgement, no validation, no apology. She just has to literally deal with you mishandling her and then like just completely forget about it. Like, how are we gonna do that?
And also, Alexia, let me get on you real quick because so you've been putting up with this for 14 years.
Girl.
You've been not only putting up with him basically gaslighting you and making it seem like, oh, you're just nutty for feeling this way. I don't know why she thinks like this. And then let's talk about the kids outside of the relationship.
Let's talk about that. Because then Lex says, all my friends are getting married. I'm 34 years old. I want to have kids. He has kids, but I don't. Then she goes in her confession. She gets a little more specific. He got 3 kids, 2 baby mamas within the 14 years that they have been together.
So he didn't have these kids before he met her. And then, no, it was during the back and forth between the 14 years. And off camera, Spice had brought up a good point. Is it that you guys were off and he went out and had these babies? Or because she's not being specific about it?
No.
Or is it that you guys were off because you found out about these babies? The fact that he had 2 kids with the same woman.
That's saying like there was a relationship that was going on within this 14-year relationship for you to have kids with the same 2 kids with the same woman.
So it's like, Alexia, in the cloud of all of this mess that's going on with Darian, right? You're in a rush to get to the altar? You're in a rush to have kids with him?
She said her timeline is 2 years because she said that she don't want to be like them. So she wants to be married first before she has a child. Girl,
you feel like that's going to make things better?
You don't want to be like them. They don't want to be like you. You're the one in the worst position. You get married and you have a kid by this guy.
So if he proposed to you tomorrow, even though you have no idea where he was All-Star Weekend.
Oh my gosh.
Even though every time he goes out of town, you have no idea what he's doing. You were still willing to marry this man.
I guess this is a common thing. Like women think that getting married is like, and I'm his wife. Okay? And he could still be cheating on you then too. I just don't understand this train of thought.
It's not, people, even Darian, he said something like, yeah, I've seen people get that title and that ring and it just destroys people. No. The marriage is what you make it.
Right. So
it doesn't matter if, on both sides, the marriage is what you make it. It doesn't matter if he proposes to you and give you the ring, but he's still out here disappearing on All-Star Weekend. Like I said before, the relationship is the audition, it's the tryouts for the marriage. So my daddy always told me, people think that getting married or having a baby is going to fix your relationship, and it doesn't. Whatever's there is going to magnify it. It's going to blow it up. So if you think that you getting married, girl, is going to do something, change something up, or make it better, it's not. Darian, if you think that getting married is going to destroy y'all, you're already on the path to destruction.
Right.
So,
y'all look like y'all not even going to make it to the altar.
Right. Y'all might not make it past this show.
Darian says he's cool with having kids, but he don't think that they're ready for a marriage, and y'all not ready for a marriage or kids, so cut it.
Listen, she need to be thankful that they haven't had no kids yet and brought them into this mess.
Exactly. So then we meet up at the bowling alley, and LaRonda and Sir James have a little bit of playful banter. They start bowling, and they bring up the dragon. Sir James talks about how, you know, his shoulder was a little warm, and because the dragon was there his last date. And then LaRonda's like, hey, you know what? Speaking about the last date, do you remember like putting your hand on my back or anything like that? And he was like, oh, yeah, I did. I did that so you won't trip and fall. And he was like, but she was like, you know, hey, because I really didn't remember. And then he was like, but the dragon remembered. And she's like, yeah, the dragon remembered. And I'm sorry, but Suga called this a couple episodes ago. Like, you're showing him that you're bothered. You're showing him you're insecure. You're showing him you have trust issues. So then they go on this date and he can actually create a whole nickname for you based off of the way you move.
Your girl is bonding with this man
over
how crazy you act.
He asked, so what's going on in your relationship? And LaRonda just says it's just a trust issues. Like, he's just so insecure. And here goes Sir James. He can't be a parent to you. You ain't nobody's child. We're all adults here. You see, like, this tactic and maneuver, like I think I said it, like, he's leaving room for him to slip in through the cracks. Like, you showing him all the cracks and flaws in your relationship, and he knows exactly where to go.
Oh, he not giving you what? Here's trust on a silver platter.
There you go. Shawn, you need to really change the way you're moving, because you're about to lose your girl. Even if it's not to Sir James, it's going to be to somebody.
It's really wild that basically it seems like the whole reason they came on this show is because of your insecurity, Shawn.
That's
so your woman,
like.
with all the way you flipping out and doing all this extra stuff, wouldn't even be happening if you could just pull yourself together.
Get it together.
So now it's group therapy time. Dr. Nicole says, Alexia, Darian, how was your week? So Darian says he thought about the fact that Dr. Nicole says because he's always on 1,000 when Alexia comes to talk to him, does it make it difficult for her to express herself? And he says, yeah, you're pretty much. So they had a nice conversation, and Alexia says that they cleared up the All-Star Weekend situation and that it was just that Darian fell asleep. She says that he showed her pictures and text messages, and I was like, what pictures can you show that you just fell asleep? I don't know, girl. If you like it, I love it. And also, Darian, if it was just that simple, why didn't you just do that in the first place? Darian says that he has issues with some of her male friends and it needs to be taken more seriously.
I don't care. You got 3 outside kids. Shut up. I don't care.
What are we even talking about?
I don't care.
I really feel like he's bringing that up to kind of
just have a stake in the game. Yeah, like, he just wants to
try to even that out.
It's like, to combat with her with.
I'm negative 12.
You really don't got nothing.
If I throw this in, I go up 2 points.
You got nothing.
Come on, bro. Then we go to Eric and Jessica, and this conversation was really weird. Eric says that, they worked on their lack of communication. He says when they have a problem, they kind of never really come to a resolve. They kind of just act like nothing happened.
He says that he don't like to go to people with his problems. And he's even said that includes Jessica. And Jessica's like, what, wait, me too? And when he goes to Jessica with his problems, she doesn't really offer up any real valuable solutions. So all the things that she comes up with, he thought about already. I don't know. I just don't understand why you're faulting her for not being able to come up with solutions that you weren't even able to come up with yourself. It's like you're trying to make her feel like or look like she's not valuable, but what are you bringing to your own table?
So you're saying you already thought about it. So what you already thought of has value, but because you guys are on the same page and she thought of the same thing, it doesn't have any value? Like, she needs to somehow know what you already thought of and do
Act,
better.
yeah.
Like, I really thought that was really weird.
I just thought that was really hurtful and insulting because I understand where he's coming from to a certain extent. I understand that you want somebody that is like thinking out of a different box than you, but she doesn't lose points for that.
I don't even think he's communicating that to her. Like, I don't even think he's saying like, oh no, I thought of that already, because she just seemed completely cut off guard by what he's saying. Right. So it's like,
because then if he told her, I thought about that already.
Come up with something else.
Yes.
Hello. So even his wording, Eric is giving me like emotional abuser, like because even the date prior where he's just like pouring it on really thick, like it was the best conversation I ever had in my life, and it was just wonderful and magical, and it was like, okay, bro, like, and he really kept going, and then she burst out crying, and now you're like, oh, I didn't mean
he's insecure. That's what insecure people do. They feel like they gotta put you down to keep you where you are, so they can never lose you. Better. Yeah.
So even with this wording, like she's saying, so you feel like basically my opinion doesn't matter. I didn't say it didn't matter. I just feel like it's useless.
Wow.
Wait. What? You feel like that's a better thing to say? Y'all are crazy.
Yeah.
So then Dr. Nicole goes to LaRonda and Shawn, and LaRonda says that she had fun on her date, but also she doesn't want a third date because she feels like she was leading the conversation, and she likes her man to show interest, and he wasn't really giving her that.
I don't know. So I guess there was some parts we didn't see. I thought they had good
chemistry. It looked like it was like a nice back and forth. Yeah. You were asking questions, he were asking questions, but
I don't know.
You know how Own does with they editing. So,
right. Then Shawn explains that he had a good time on his date. He felt like he might have had a little too much fun on his date because he could actually see a connection with Brittany starting to form, and he don't want to play with hot water. He don't want to jump in the lion's den, so to speak. So he doesn't know if he should be giving her another date. And Dr. Nicole interferes and is like, no, like, this is part of the process. This is what you should be doing. And then he's like, you know what? Dr. Nicole, I'm going to take your advice. I'm going to take her out on a third date. So then we move on to Jessica, and we find out Clarence is not getting a third date.
I feel like Dana and him talking about there was infidelity, I feel like that's what really scared her off.
And then we move on to Darian. Problematic Darian.
Ooh, child.
Dr. Nicole is like, okay, well, Kai, what do you feel about Kai? And then he's like, honestly, if I met Kai before I knew Alexia, easy, we would be taking it further. And it's just like,
y'all don't know how to just use the word yes and keep it moving. Why you gotta throw all this extra sriracha in there?
All of it. For what? Like, you really want to just take that knife and just twist it a couple good times.
Twist it.
Why do you pull it? Like, why? So then he continues and she says, okay, well, will Kai be getting another date with you? Well, Dr. Nicole, I do want to play with the hot water. I do want to jump in the lion's den.
I want to jump off the cliff.
Oh my God.
I laugh in the face of danger. Like, why are you doing all that?
Yo.
Just say yes.
Oh my God. He does want to go on a fourth. Oh, about to start needing another hand.
Yo.
4 dates with Kai. Lex is visibly annoyed.
You want to know what I really think?
Yes.
Eric, move your feet. Darian, please. You don't get it. Do what you want to do.
Why you got a problem with this girl?
Why you let this girl get you so mad for?
Again, Darian, you are literally pitting them against each other, and you're gonna ask why she has a problem. You'll come home to her and be like, see, she doing everything you don't do.
Oh my God.
And then be like, why you home? What?
But thank you guys. Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate you making it to the end of this video. So we need you guys to continue this conversation with us in the comments. A lot happened this every episode, especially with Darian and Alexia. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that you can know when we drop a new video. And follow us on all our socials, including Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And we look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Bye.
Good morning.
Good energy.
Today we gonna spread
Good energy.
Today we gonna share
Good energy.
I go to work.
Today gonna be a great day.
Good
Wake
energy.
up, thank God, drink water, meditate.
Good
First
energy.
5 minutes will dictate your whole day.
Good
All
energy.
about that positivity and raising up your frequency.
Good
If you
energy.
negative, you will get removed immediately.
Good
Say
energy.
eat clean, alkaline, nourishing.
Good
What you
energy.
put